Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back to Hypermine, and yes, sorry about the length of time between episodes, which seems to be a recurring intro to my videos at the moment, which I'm generally sorry about, but I've been having a bit of a battle. This is the armor I picked up last episode with Eki. Which I had loads of fun in that episode. Exploring with Eki was pretty awesome. So I do hope that I can do some more of that at some point. Let's just. I'm fairly certain. Have I got a skull? Yeah. Knew I'd picked a skull up at some point recently. So yeah, but I have been having various problems. So I'm going to go through what's been going on. Yeah, tell you my... Actually, that's probably a little better. Yeah, do it that way. Yeah. Let's see. Well, it's all been to do with power generation. But first, I'm going to take you over to the mining world and show you problem number one. So since we updated and we moved a server, we got custom jar, new versions of some of the mods. One of the things that updated was chicken chunks, and the frameship Reliant is not very reliable anymore. Basically, it just stopped working. And after a lot of research, chats with Lone Wolf and Armitage, basically what we figure has been happening is, so in case you don't know, in case you're new, because I am experiencing some channel growth at the moment, which is awesome. Welcome to the new people. Welcome to anyone who came across after seeing Eki's video with me, and welcome to any of Ruby's peeps after Ruby's awesome tour of the base. But if you don't know, this frameship uses red power frames to glide gracefully through the air. What it does is we use a deployer to deploy this quarry here and an energy tesseract. Okay, the wireless is just so I can switch it off remotely by depowering by powering or unpowering the tesseract. Yeah, if I unpower the tesseract, the quarry loses power, and it effectively stalls the whole thing intentionally. So it deploys a quarry, it does its work, quarry's down to bedrock. And then when it is finished, this autartic gate, if I can reach it through here, you let me, right, I can't get at it. But what it does is, that's very weird. It basically uses the work done function to output redstone signal. That travels up through some redstone tube framing. So the pulse goes up here out of this jacketed wire into here in the orange line on the bundled cable. The first thing it does is it uses the block breaker here to break the quarry. Okay, so there's our deployer, there's our block breaker. So the orange line, when work done triggers, it breaks the quarry, and there's this loop here is actually tube framing, and so the quarry gets passed around and into the deployer, which is over here, and is filled with, so I've got a placeholder quarry here to make sure, because otherwise this thing fills with the contents of the quarry because it's an inventory. So we just got placeholders, an extra quarry there, so the quarry always has a spot to go in. It also comes over here, the orange line pulses this counter, which is set to go in, what's it set? To count 18, but when the orange line pulses it this way, it actually does it all in one go, all 18 steps over here. And it also flips this RS NOR latch, so it depowers this redstone. This allows this timer to go, and when this timer is going, it does two things. Firstly, it counts the counter back in 18 steps until it hits this side, which reflips the RS latch, repowers this, locks off the timer, and sends a pulse through here, the red line, which triggers the deployer to redeploy the quarry. While the timer is going, it pulses these frame motors here 18 times, and they're set up in such a way so that when in this position, if you pulse both of them, only this one can do anything because there's nothing on top of this, so it moves it forward a block. It pulses it again, and in the other position it just moves these two blocks on top forward, and then it pulses it again and it pushes the frameship forward. So 18 pulses will move the frameship 19 blocks. And it was chunk loaded. The solar panels are for the frame motors. This redstone here is for a portal frame. And it worked wonderfully. But since the update, it wouldn't. It would just stop. And I would come here, I would find that it had broken the quarry correctly, but then done nothing, or at most moved 1 or 2 blocks. So basically, chunk loaders are not working, or at least not working as they used to. So, and we think what was happening is the chunk loader would register the chunk that it was in as being loaded, and then the frameship would then move out of that area. Now, for server reasons, we can only have a maximum of 2. So that's a 3x3. 2 radius is 3x3 chunks. Yeah, so the ship would try and move out of the loaded chunks, and it would freeze it, and yeah, dead. At that point, it glitches it, all the circuitry locks up, and the ship just sits there until you come along and fiddle with it. I tried putting multiple chunk loaders, so in the hopes they would load each other. I've got chunk loaders on the bit that moves differently to the rest of the ship, so when these are moving and probably don't count as chunk loaders anymore, these are stationary, and vice versa. That didn't work. My latest attempt is to include this little setup here. So that red line that when the orange line pulses, which breaks the quarry, it also pulses this deployer here, and that's got a world anchor in. And the reason I'm using a world anchor is they use a 3x3 chunk area by default. It's unconfigurable outside of the config files. If a deployer deploys one of these guys, it will only deploy with this set to one chunk, which is not enough, because we need the ship's going to move from one chunk to another chunk in a movement cycle easily. So it's a world anchor, and then when the red line pulses, which is the one that redeploys the quarry, it also triggers the block breaker, which will break the block and recycle it through some tube frames back into the deployer, waiting for the next cycle. It seems to be working. Certainly last night I put down this marker here and it's moved on. I've also run in some extra quarries to make up for the lack of the shortfall of certain resources because of this thing being broken. As you can see, it's not working perfectly. This signifies a time where it only moved 4. This one, that's not a full 9x9 either. So And I don't really know, but I suspect it should have moved quite a bit further than this in the time since I made these changes. So it's working, but not brilliantly. So yeah, that's one thing. Sorry for moving quickly, I've got a lot to get through. Now the worst thing, the other thing that has happened. So 2 episodes ago, I proudly announced my 100% hands-free, self-sustaining, with the requirement of the frameship constantly mining uranium, self-sustaining nuclear system, and apparently at the time I announced that, it had already been broken. The recipe changes were not the only thing the update brought to us. So basically, thorium, which is the breeder fuel I'm using, has been severely nerfed. So let me explain. Thorium runs a lower heat than uranium, and it used to last 13 hours 46 minutes per cycle. It now only lasts half that. And it also used to produce a neutron pulse, which is how you breed a depleted isotope cell into re-enriched uranium cell. Now, I think it was either twice a tick or every other tick. I can't remember. It now only produces a neutron pulse. I think it's every 5 ticks. I'm sure that's what I read. So that is just, I mean, it's had the arse nerfed off it, basically. And the system was absolutely incapable of producing enough re-enriched uranium to keep up with the power reactor. So much so that I've actually had to put a little system in to say if there are no quad uranium cells in the system, then just start making them out of uranium, because I was logging on and this had was producing no power whatsoever. Now, I spent hours and hours and hours trying to figure out what was going on until I discovered the nerf on the thorium. I actually thought for a long time, for a few days, I was trying to hunt down some weird bad setup glitch thing where I thought it was actually just eating the uranium. I just thought it was eating it. But it's not. It's just not breeding it anything like fast enough. I'm not 100% sure where the neutron pulse nerf has come from. I know Greg has nerfed the lifespan. I think from what I've read, the neutron pulse nerf has come from Greg as well. He's also introduced some daft thing called multi-tick, which means on thorium power output, it wavers between 40 and 80 now, or 40 and 60, instead of staying at a constant, which is stupid, but he's stupid. And I've had lots of chats. Well, I've had a few chats with various other people on the server, and chats where people have been saying that they like Greg Tech, they think it adds challenge and whatnot to the game, and that may be true, but personally, I think it's I don't have a problem with the stuff he adds. I have the problem with his concept of difficulty, because here I am fiddling around with this again instead of getting on and doing what I wanted to be doing, which was building the park. So yeah, here is the plan. Firstly, I have redesigned my reactor layout. The last reactor layout produced 800 re-enriched uranium cells per 13-hour 46-minute cycle. Now, this layout, according to the IC2 reactor planner, which is out of date because it still reads my old one as producing 800 cells per cycle and having a 13-hour 46-minute cycle, but according to that, this produces 2,000 cells a cycle. So the cycles are now half as long, so that is 1,000 cells, and thorium is now, as far as I can tell, somewhere around a fifth of it as efficient. So, or less even. So, we're talking a lot less, but it's still a lot of cells. It's not enough to keep the reactor supplied though. So you may have noticed in my inventory, I have some more reactors and more reactor chambers. And that is the plan. We are going to go crazy with reactors. We're going to pop these along here like this, and along here like this. Boom, 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 boom. And the beauty of the system that I've set up is now when I create my when I create 4 more reactors, the same item loading system is going to handle those and keep them supplied with no further redesigning needed. Okay, so I need more wood. I'm going to do this, and then that, and that, and that, and that, like so. Good stuff. And then let's hope I've made enough of these reactor chambers. 3. There we go. Ha ha ha. Boom. Right. Okay. Oh, I haven't even got one chamber left over. Wonderful. These can go away. That can go away. Do I have any iron covers? Yeah. And I bet I can't. No, I can't. Oh well, I'll figure something out. Probably have to move that light. But there we have it. I can then go ahead and put a load of these in, a load of these in, and a load of these in. So because these are non-stackable items, they're going to be a bit of a pain. I'm going to get these filled up nice and quickly, and then come back to you. Okay, so I'm just waiting for some more plating and vents to be made because I didn't do my sums correctly. In the meantime, we need to redesign this because at the moment it's only taking notice of the middle reactor, and really we don't want it to do that. We would kind of like it to measure the temperature of all 5 of the reactors. So but I don't think we're going to do one of these setups for every single reactor. What we'll do is we'll just measure the temperature of all of the reactors, and if any of them overheat, then at that point we'll shut it off. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. But there's not enough room here, so what we're going to do is let's see. Okay. That's yeah, it's not the prettiest solution ever, but whatever. So red alloy along the top of these, so if any of them go over temperature, it will turn the red alloy on. Underneath this block is the path down there for the red alloy. It comes along here through this NOT gate, which inverts the signal, and yeah. It then, so if any of these switch on, this switches off, which will switch the reactors off. And somewhere I have not reconnected. Need to fix that. Suck it, Greg. So we want sensor cards. 4 more of those to start with. They're the important ones anyway. And we'll have, let's see, one of you, one of you, one of you, and one of you. Nope. There we go. And we will do one. Oh, right. You can't just right click it. There. There. And there. And we will need range upgrades. Range upgrades. There we go. And 1, 2, 3. I think it's 3. Yep. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. Brill. And what we're going to do is we're going to set these. So I want these to run at 5100-ish. So we'll set all of these to be 5100. That like that. And then after we get able to, because it always goes a little over, and then we'll set it to 5200. Actually, 511. Yeah, that's what we'll set it to. And then we can set them all to the same afterwards. I don't know what I'm doing. No. 511. And then we can set them all to 512 after that. And they're all, yep, they're all the right way around. Cool. Okay. Right, so then what we're going to do is we're going to put our wireless receivers on these guys. 988. Like this. And I'll do that off camera. And then what we're going to do is we're going to... Oh, no. Good job I saw that. Still too short on those. So we're going to double check everything. Yep. And I'm going to remove... No, in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a plutonium cell, 4 plutonium cells, and we're going to use these to heat these guys up. Otherwise, they'll just sit at 0 degrees, and that's horribly inefficient for a breeder reactor. So we'll replace the depleted uranium with that to get the temperature going up. Boom. Yep. And we'll put those plates in. Come on, one more. Thank you. Okay, so one of you, one of you, one of you, and one of you. Excellent. We also need some, maybe some of that. Have I not got emerald pipe? So we'll need our emerald pipes here, 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 and then we're going to use, we'll give these, so these are for withdrawing the re-enriched uranium. Now we want to make sure we can use a gold one there, and then if we use sandstone, it shouldn't connect to any other machines, which is what we want. Sandstone pipes will only connect to other pipes, basically. How are we going to do this? Yeah, that'll do. Actually, what we'll do is come along here, and then we'll grab iron pipes. Iron pipes, there we go. And just a normal cobblestone pipe as well. Wood. Well, there we go. So that can go on there. That can go on there, and cool. Can't put the gates on until I've got some re-enriched cells. I have a thermometer somewhere. Is this another thing that I've somehow managed to mislay despite having an AE system? These bloody bags, I tell you. Okay, I'll put it in a chest somewhere or something. I still have a few around. We can see it on here. We can see these going up, which is awesome. But the episode is getting long, so I'm going to trust my engineering and go and build something fun. And I have an idea, and I really, oh my frames, wow. I really want to do something that is not nuclear related today. So I have devised a small fun project. Oh, and there were my emerald pipes. I'm going to have a play with this auto jukebox. So what we're going to do is, let's see. Let me clear some space out, and we're going to have, there will always be music. Just a sec. Okay, let's see if we can do this quickly and on camera. So we're going to have an auto jukebox. These are really cool because if you put a disc in, let's give ourselves some music. We put a disc in, and then we can either press play, stop, or if we have a blank disc we can make a copy of it, or if we give it a redstone signal it will start playing. And for demonstration purposes, there you go. Awesome. So what we're going to do is we are going to, let's see, we're going to use pipes, a wooden pipe, whoop, to pull records out of the back. We use an a gate, and what we're going to say is redstone signal on, redstone signal on. Oh, that's interesting. Huh. Oh, I do have some autartics, but that does mean I'll have to make autartic gates for down below. I thought you could get energy pulses out of these things. Never mind. Come on. Right. Redstone signal on, energy pulsar. Blech. There we go. So when this receives an redstone signal, it will pulse and it will actually pull the record out, and these things continue playing after the record is pulled out, which is fantastic. Then what we're going to do is, let's see, bring it down here, maybe like that. In fact, let's use, we're going to need to use cobblestone because it's going to be tight. Have I got any stone pipe? Could probably do with a bit more than that. Stoner pipe, yes, we'll have some stoner pipe. Hey dude. No stone pipe. Okay. I love having this crafting table available all the time. Right, so it'll pull them down here, and I think actually what we want to do is we're going to use the best randomizer in the game, which is a good old-fashioned vanilla dispenser, like that. But that won't hold every different type of record because there's only 9 slots, so we'll put one of these on top. So we'll pull them in, and there we go. What we'll then do is use obsidian pipe. Now, can I just put it there? Probably, I think so. And then we'll use a couple of golds. Let's take you out. Then we'll need to use a stone so it doesn't join with the cobblestone. Ah! Damn it. There we go. Right. Ah, no, except... Can we do it that way? Yes. And then if we use a not a golden, a sandstone pipe. But that will join with We do that. Okay, we'll use 2 iron pipes in that case. Iron pipe. Whoop. Oh, beautiful. So there and there, and we say on that line you only go up. On that line, oh, that was right already. That line you only go down. So it goes down into there, into the dispenser, and pop like that. Right, okay, so if we use a regular gate, we can say if there are items in the inventory, redstone signal, there we go. Cool. And that way, if we pop that in there, it starts and then pulls it, which is beautiful. Okay, so all we need to do now is say now I've played with dispensers before and I know that timers are a bit dodgy as to whether they'll actually trigger them. Oh, this episode's getting long. So we'll use a repeater to pulse lengthen it, and then a timer. Ooh. And we'll set that to about 3 minutes. That's a minute, that's 2 minutes. I don't think any of them are over 3 minutes long. Right, so every 3 minutes, this will fire, the dispenser will fire. It'll pop a record into the obsidian pipe, and the jukebox will play. Awesome. Let's just, can we force it? Okay, we'll put this down to 20 seconds and hop out. Check it works. Come on. Ah, no it doesn't. Right, okay, that's interesting. How about if we put the... put that there? Will that work? And... boom! Awesome. And now we deal with the... let's set this back up. Excellent. Back to 240. Which is actually 4 minutes, not 3 minutes as I said. But never mind. Torch down here. And I'll tidy this up. Okay, right, we're going to wrap this episode up very quickly now. So while we were building the auto jukebox system, these have switched off. Let's go double check the temperatures. That is good. That could perhaps be better. Right, okay, so what we want to do is bump up this guy. Let's remove the plutonium cell. Nope. I believe that was this one. Nope. Yeah, it was this one here. Okay, so we'll let these run until the next one comes on. And there we go. Right, okay, so the only thing that's left to do is let these guys produce a re-enriched uranium cell so I can set the emerald type filters. Or actually, let's take this guy off because he'll get one much faster. Where did that go? Huh, okay. Oh no, I got it. Yeah, and then I can put the autarkic gates on. And this should produce me 5 reactors. Should produce me enough cells to keep the reaction self-sustaining. So we are basically back to where I thought we were at the end of 2 episodes ago, but with just a lot more stuff going on. Anyway, I'm gonna let this get going, and hopefully at the start of next episode we should be able to see a 2080 EU per tick output on the main reactor. Yeah, so sorry to be revisiting this so soon. I will get on to some more interesting stuff hopefully quickly. I've got a lot of editing to do because this is an hour's worth of footage now. Yeah, hopefully a new update doesn't come along and break it all again, because I might actually just take these out into the mining world and blow them up if that happens. I might give in and start making solar panels if that happens, to be honest. Cool. Re-enrich uranium. One of you guys. And then it's all just well, yeah, that one will do. Cool. Right. Until next time, guys. Take care of yourselves.